The Galactic Council ordered Earth's fleet dismantled. A week later, a Tesserae armada appeared to enforce compliance. Captain Kenneth Brooks, 71, watched the news on his porch, fists clenched as the armada blotted out the stars.
They scrapped every modern warship. Earth is naked, and the jackals are already here.
The Tesserae issued an ultimatum: surrender all defense assets in 24 hours or face orbital bombardment. Brooks stood. In a locked drawer, he found a worn keycard, the access code to the old Cheyenne yard. Within an hour, he piloted a borrowed shuttle toward the moon, the abandoned Cheyenne yard coming into view.
If the Iron Tide is still there, if she wasn't stripped to scrap, she might be Earth's last chance.
The Cheyenne yard was a graveyard of obsolete hulls, sealed since the treaty took effect 30 years ago. He landed on a rusted pad before the hangar's massive doors, scarred by decades of neglect.
I'm coming, old girl. Let's see if you remember me.
He keyed the old airlock and stepped into a corridor lit by flickering emergency strips, the air bitter with abandoned coolant. Before he could advance, a woman in stained coveralls blocked his path. Maria Santos, the yard's lone caretaker.
This facility is sealed under council directive. No one is authorized to be here.
I've got the override codes, and I'm not asking permission.
The old dreadnought, it's stripped. A hazard. Nothing but a rusted shell for tourists.
I was her captain. I know every weld, every cannon, every secret she's hiding.
Captain Brooks? They said, you retired to some island. Figured you'd be dead by now.
She thought I was dead. Good. That meant the tide had stayed buried, almost. But not until I've seen her one more time. Open the hangar doors.
Maria hesitated, then swiped her badge. The blast doors groaned open, revealing the USS Iron Tide, blocky, ancient, wreathed in frozen mist. Brooks walked toward the dormant ship, his boots echoing on the metal grating. The Iron Tide loomed above them, a frozen giant. At the airlock, he pressed his palm to a scanner shielded from decades of frost. A faint green light scanned his hand. The screen read, "Recognition, Captain Kenneth Brooks, USS Iron Tide." Authority confirmed.
It recognized you? After all these years?
The airlock hissed open, stale air rushing out. Brooks stepped inside, Maria following with a flashlight.
This place is a tomb. The systems must be dead.
Dead? Maybe. But he remembered every dark corner and every emergency override.
On the bridge, dust covered every console. He slid into the captain's chair and began flipping ancient switches. One by one, the lights flickered and a deep hum vibrated through the deck, the reactor stirring to life.
She's not dead, just sleeping.
The ship's computer vocalized through crackling speakers. Captain Kenneth Brooks recognized, USS Iron Tide ready for command.
It knows your name? This thing has been dead for decades.
A klaxon sounded. Sensors detected a Tesserae patrol approaching the yard, drawn by the reactor spike.
They're early. He had minutes, not hours.
The comm crackled to life. Admiral Harrison Thorne's stern face appeared on the view screen.
Captain Brooks, by order of the Earth Council, stand down and surrender the vessel immediately. You are in violation.
I am reactivating a pre-treaty asset, Admiral. She's not under current jurisdiction. I am taking her out.
If you don't power down, I'll have no choice but to declare you a rogue actor. The Tesserae are demanding we handle this.
Maria, release moorings. Ignite the main engines. We're leaving.
The Iron Tide's engines flared orange, and the ship began to move. Alarms blared as the hangar doors strained open. The Iron Tide burst through the hangar doors, shattered debris spinning into the void. Grappling arms tore away as the ship surged free. On the bridge, alarms wailed. Maria gripped her console as a tactical map showed 3 Earth patrol ships vectoring to intercept.
Brooks, this is your last warning. Power down or we will open fire.
Admiral, if you want to stop me, You'll have to shoot down an old man in a museum piece. Is that the legacy you want?
A patrol ship fired a warning shot. The Iron Tide's ancient armor flared, absorbing the bolt with a dull thud that echoed through the hull.
Hull integrity at 92%. That was a warning shot. The next won't be.
Brooks pushed the throttle. The old dreadnought rolled hard, then accelerated, faster than any museum piece had a right to. The patrol ships fell behind, but a Tessari scout broke off from its search pattern and locked onto the Tide.
They can follow. For now, we buy time. Set course for the asteroid belt. We can lose them there.
The Iron Tide angled into the black, her engines a fading orange streak as the Tessari scout and Earth Patrol gave chase. They plunged into the asteroid field, weaving through tumbling rocks until the pursuers fell back. On the bridge, Maria ran a full diagnostic. Her eyes widened at the results.
Captain, the main batteries are fully armed. Kernite shells still in their racks. This ship is a loaded gun.
Good. What about the comms archive? I need the fleet recall protocol.
There's a sealed directive. Project Sleeping Giant. It lists 7 sister ships and a coded recall pulse.
Send it. Now. Every hull that can hear us.
The signal pulsed outward, a low-frequency wave directed at 7 hidden coordinates across the solar system, aboard the Tessari command ship. Admiral Vex studied the energy signature. His 4 amber eyes narrowed.
A pre-treaty relic dares to stir? Dispatch a cruiser squadron, obliterate it before it embarrasses us.
No response came from the sister ships. The Iron Tide drifted alone, a single ancient dreadnought against an incoming cruiser wave. The Tessari cruisers opened fire, red beams slamming into the Iron Tide shields. Brooks returned a broadside, ancient cannons roaring. An energy bolt pierced the starboard armor. Consoles sparked. Maria shouted a damage report.
Return fire. All batteries, target the lead cruiser.
The old shells tore through the cruiser's shields, ripping its hull apart. The other 2 scattered.
Captain, a response. It's the USS Relentless. Commander Keller acknowledges our recall.
Brooks, you stubborn old bastard. We're powering up. ETA 50 minutes. Try not to get scrapped before I get there.
Keller, you always did take your time. We'll save a few for you.
The Relentless began her startup sequence, buried in a different hidden bay, but still 50 minutes away.
50 minutes. The cruisers were just a vanguard. The main armada would be here sooner.
On his flagship, Vex watched the skirmish. He ordered a heavier squadron, his patience thinning. A direct comm line crackled to life. Admiral Vex's face appeared, cold and imperious.
Captain Brooks, you have 10 minutes to surrender your vessel. Refuse, and Earth will be declared in breach. We will bombard your world.
10 minutes is not enough to comply. We need time to power down safely. 30 minutes.
15. After that, I will have no mercy.
Maria, frantically scrolling through old files, froze. She pulled up a document with dates highlighted.
Captain, the Iron Tide was commissioned 12 years before the Galactic Treaty. It predates the definition of warship.
Legally, she might not even be a warship. They couldn't touch us without tearing up their own treaty. Don't transmit that yet. We need more ships. If we expose this now, they'll claim it's a trick. We need overwhelming force.
Admiral Thorne, in his Earth office, pored over the same treaty. His expression grew troubled as he found the commissioning dates.
15 minutes. The Relentless was still 40 out. He needed a miracle or a legal grenade.
The Relentless emerged from FTL, cannons blazing, and joined the Iron Tide's firing line.
Good to see you, Brooks. Let's show them what a real dreadnought can do.
Their combined broadsides shattered a second, Tessari cruiser debris scattering across the void. Thorne studied the treaty on his desk, then opened a private channel to the Iron Tide.
Brooks, I've seen the commission dates. You are technically right, but the Council won't accept it. Stand down, or be declared a terrorist.
You know the treaty, Admiral. These ships are grandfathered. I am not surrendering.
If you broadcast that, they'll deny it and burn you. Is that what you want?
What I want is to save Earth. This ship is legal. Back me, or get out of my way.
Thorn leaned back, silence on the line. He didn't give the order to attack. The two old dreadnoughts held formation. Their target locked steady as the Tesserae advance stalled. Brooks' patience snapped. The Council wouldn't act, and Vex was out of time. He opened a wide-channel broadcast.
Captain Kenneth Brooks transmitting. The USS Iron Tide was commissioned in 2147, 12 years before the Galactic Treaty of 2159. She is not a warship under Article 4. She and her sisters are pre-treaty non-military assets. Any attack on us violates the treaty's own terms. I am defending Earth legally.
The council chamber dissolved into chaos. Some diplomats shouted loophole. Others saw a chance to resist the Tesserae without admitting guilt. On his flagship, Vex slammed a console. Legal advisors frantically searched the treaty. His face twisted with cold fury.
He is bluffing. Find a flaw in his logic, or I will personally vaporize that relic.
Captain, 2 more sister ships are responding. USS Defiant and USS Resolute are powering up.
The Defiant and Resolute, hidden in different shadowed bays, began their startup sequences, old reactors humming to life. Their running lights flickered on, and their captains joined the channel, pledging to the Iron Tide.
Now they know we're not alone. The old guard stands together.
The council attempted to jam the broadcast, but it had already spread. Public protests erupted in city streets across Earth. Admiral Thorn watched the protests on his monitor, then opened a private channel to the Iron Tide.
Brooks, in 24 hours, the Council will vote to declare you a rogue asset. They'll order your destruction. Stand down.
I can't surrender. If I do, Earth falls. You know these ships are legal. You are a better man than this order.
I can't protect you after tomorrow. Earth patrols will turn on you. You'll be alone.
Then I'll fight. The old guard is waking up. We'll make our stand before the deadline.
He cut the channel and opened a secure call to the captains of the active sister ships.
Captains, we have less than a day before Earth turns on us. We strike the Tesserae Armada now. Force their retreat or die trying.
We're with you, Brooks. The Relentless is ready. The kids are awake now. Let's show them what old steel can do.
All ships form on me. We move to intercept. Earth never decommissions anything important.
The 4 dreadnoughts, Iron Tide, Relentless, Defiant, and Resolute, formed a tight wedge, their ancient reactors pushing to full power.
We hit them head on. Their energy weapons drain fast. Our old kinetics don't. Target the flagship.
That's the Brooks I remember. Let's give these aliens a history lesson.
Captain, the other 3 sister ships are still dark. No power signatures detected.
Then we can't wait. If they wake, they'll join. If not, we fight alone. Helm, full acceleration.
The ships surged forward, closing the distance, targeting scanners locking onto the Tesserae Armada.
15 capital ships, dozens of escorts. They're spreading into attack formation. ETA to range, 3 minutes.
15-4. He hadn't faced odds this bad since the war, but these old girls had teeth.
The Iron Tide's main cannon extended, capacitors whining as they charged for the first volley.
All batteries, fire at will as soon as you have a lock. Show them what Earth never forgot how to build.
The Tesserae Armada unleashed a massive missile barrage. Hundreds of contrails snaked through space toward the old dreadnoughts.
Point defense is active, but the missiles are saturating the aft grid.
A missile slipped through, slamming into the Relentless amidships. Armor tore and sparks erupted along her flank.
Still here, Brooks. That tickled.
Jim Jimenez, get down to engineering and bypass the damaged relays on the Relentless. Keep her in this fight.
Jimenez raced to engineering, bypassing fried conduits with a frantic patch that kept the Relentless operational. Brooks deployed old ECM tricks, sensor ghosts and false signatures that confused the Tessari targeting arrays. Missiles spiraled off target, detonating in empty space or slamming into phantom echoes. The barrage lost its edge.
Iron Tide took a hit. Starboard reactor relay flickering. We're losing power to the secondary cannons.
The barrage faded. The old ships floated in a cloud of debris, scarred but defiant. Their guns still growled.
Captain, the Tessari flagship is breaking formation. It's charging straight for the Relentless.
Full power to engines. Get us between them. We're not losing Keller.
The Iron Tide lunged forward, hull groaning as the ancient engines pushed past every safety limit.
Reactor temperature critical. The core is redlining. We've got minutes before it goes critical.
In engineering, Jimenez fought to keep the reactor stable, sparks flying from overloaded conduits.
Just a little closer. All broadside cannons. Target the flagship. We only get one clean volley.
The Iron Tide's massive broadside cannons extended, their barrels aligning with the gleaming Tesserae flagship.
Hold fire. Hold.
We're at point-blank range. If we fire the broadside now, the backblast could crack our own spine.
The Iron Tide slid into position like an old gunslinger, her cannons locked dead center on the Tesserae behemoth.
All broadsides. Fire.
The Iron Tide erupted. 24 ancient cannons unleashed a blinding salvo of kernite shells directly into the Tesserae flagship. The shells tore through the flagship's shields like paper, then through armor, then through decks. Its spine cracked. Admiral Vex was hurled across his bridge. Consoles exploded around him, and his 4 amber eyes went wide. The flagship's power died. Lights flickered out, and the massive warship drifted, a burning husk in the void.
Direct hit. The flagship is crippled. Power signature gone. Their formation is wavering.
The Tessari Armada hesitated. With their flagship gone, the remaining ships lost coordination, some beginning to fall back.
Vex, this is Captain Brooks. You are beaten. Order your ships to stand down, or we'll finish what we started.
Vex clawed back to his feet, blood streaming. He stared at the dead screens, rage twisting his features. The Armada, leaderless, drifted in chaos, but they didn't retreat. The standoff held.
Ceasefire, human. Your attack on our flagship is a treaty violation. Earth will pay.
No, Vex. You violated the treaty first. The Iron Tide predates your laws. Watch.
Brooks retransmitted the treaty document, its highlighted dates blazing across every channel. Aboard the crippled flagship, a Tessari legal officer rushed to Vex, a datapad shaking in his hand.
Pre-treaty. He was right. The legal commission will call this a disaster.
The Council recognizes the Iron Tide and her sisters as pre-treaty assets. The disarmament order is rescinded.
The council chamber erupted into mix of relief and uproar, but the legal status was now undeniable.
All ships, retreat. This engagement is over. We will revisit this embarrassment.
The Tessari Armada, battered and humiliated, turned away. Earth's old guard held the line.
It's over. We did it. Now, let's go home.
On Earth, news of the retreat spread. Streets erupted in celebration as screens showed the battered old ships. A message from Admiral Thorne appeared on the Iron Tide's console. Captain Brooks, your actions will be exonerated. The Council stands down. Earth is grateful.
I didn't do it for the Council. I did it for Earth.
They're calling you a hero down there.
Heroes don't get to keep their ships. We're just old sailors who refuse to quit.
The 4 dreadnoughts, scarred and smoking, turned their bows toward Earth, engines barely holding. They limped home in formation, a silent parade of survivors. Debris still drifted in their wake.
The cost, reactors fried, crew gone, hulls cracked, but Earth still turned. We made it. Let's see if they let us keep our ship.
The Iron Tide and her sisters limped onward, Earth's blue glow growing in their viewports. A signal chimed on the bridge. Lieutenant Jimenez turned, his eyes wide.
Captain, the other 3 sister ships, they're powering up. Late, but they're coming.
3 more old dreadnoughts rose from hidden bays, their engines sputtering, joining the battered formation.
All 7, just as it was written. We're whole again. Open a wide broadcast.
The 7 ships passed low over Earth, a slow, deliberate flyby. Cities lit up with cheers below.
This is Captain Brooks. Earth never decommissions anything important. We were never a museum. We were waiting.
The message echoed across the solar system, a warning wrapped in a promise. Then, one by one, the ships broke formation and turned toward their appointed hidden bays, not as artifacts, but as guardians, ready to wake again when needed.
Today they learned. Earth's retirement plan is just another word for ambush.
The Iron Tide was silent, docked in her shadowed berth. Brooks stood at the observation deck, Maria quiet beside him.
Never thought I'd see the old tide fly again. You were right about her.
I am always right about ships. People, not so much.
A soft chime came from the comm panel. A personal message flagged with his old ID. He opened it. The text read, "Grandpa, I saw the news. You are a hero. I am sorry I was distant. I am proud of you. Love, Sarah." Brooks stared at the words for a long moment. Then a faint, genuine smile broke through his weariness.
Who's it from?
Someone who thinks I am worth a damn. That's enough.
He turned back to the window, Earth's azure glow painting his weathered face. The ship rested. So did he.
Maybe he hadn't lost everything after all.
Admiral Thorne sat in his dim office, a fresh complaint blinking on his terminal. It read, "The old dreadnoughts are still operational. This violates the spirit of disarmament. They must be decommissioned immediately." Thorne saw the name of the bureaucrat who signed it, a man who had never set foot on a warship. He thought of Brooks, of the old captains who had just saved Earth with ships the politicians forgot.
Earth never decommissions anything important.
He tapped a key. The file vanished. The complaint was closed, filed away where it would gather dust. Outside his window, the distant glint of a hidden bay door reflected starlight over the lunar surface. The old ships slept once more, but they were never truly retired. They waited, patient and ready. If the galaxy ever forgot this lesson, Earth was prepared to remind them, because old soldiers never truly retire. The observation deck was silent, but for the ship's hum, Brooks stood watching Earth, its blue glow reflected in his eyes. Maria had gone to check on the engineering team. He was alone with the old girl now. Through the main viewport, the lunar surface stretched gray and still. The hangar bay door was sealed tight. Far away, in other hidden yards, the other 6 sisters rested in similar silence. He walked to the bridge and sank into the captain's chair. Its leather worn by decades, his fingers traced the armrest, remembering every battle, every drill. The chair still fit. A soft chime indicated all systems nominal. The ship was in standby, ready to wake. Outside, in the cavernous bay, the Iron Tide lay like a dormant dragon, her blue lights faint. The other sisters were just as silent, their reactors idling, their guns loaded with sleeping thunder. If the galaxy ever forgot what happened here, the old ships would remind them. That was a promise. Brooks closed his eyes in the captain's chair. The ship's thrum was a lullaby, old and steady. The Iron Tide lay in the dark, her hull still bearing the scars of battle, but her lights burned softly. Ready. On the lunar surface, the hangar door remained sealed. A single star glinted above the Cheyenne yard. Somewhere far away, a Tesserae admiral brooded. But here, there was only silence and the promise of waking. The other bays were just as still, 7 old warriors dreaming of the next call to arms. But not tonight. Tonight, Earth slept under a shield of rust and legend. They said one old veteran couldn't save Earth. They forgot what Earth never forgets, that the old guard never truly fades, that some fires are just banked, waiting for the right wind. And if the galaxy ever doubted, the Iron Tide and her sisters would be there to remind them, because Earth never decommissions anything important.